Hadith number 2448. Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu narrated, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam sent Mu'adh to Yemen and said, "Be afraid from the curse of the oppressed, since there is no screen between his invocation and Allah." Section 10. If one wronged another, he should beg him so as to forgive him. Hadith number 2449. Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu narrated, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever has oppressed another person concerning his reputation or anything else, he should beg him to forgive him before the day of judgment, when there will be neither dinar nor dirham to recompense wrong deeds. But if he has good deeds, those good deeds will be taken from him according to his oppression which he has done. And if he has no good deeds, the sin of the oppressed person will be loaded on him." Section 11. When one gives up his rights to another, then it is impermissible to cancel it. Hadith 2450. Aisha radhiyallahu anhu narrated, commenting on Allah, saying, "If a wife fears cruelty or desertion on her husband's part, there is no blame on them if they arrange an amicable settlement between themselves, and such settlement is best, even though men's souls are swayed by greed. But if ye do good and practice self-restraint, Allah is well acquainted with all that ye do." The Women, Surah 4, Ayat 128. A man may dislike his wife and intend to divorce her, so she says to him, "I give up my rights, so do not divorce me." The above verse was revealed concerning such a case. Section 12. When one gives permission to another without showing how much. Hadith 2451. Sahl ibn Sa'd as-Sa'idi radhiyallahu anhu narrated, a drink, milk mixed with water, was brought to the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who drank some of it. A boy was sitting to his right and some old men to his left. The Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the boy, "Do you allow me to give the rest to these people?" The boy said, "O Allah's Apostle, I am not to give preference to anyone over me to drink the rest of it from which you have drunk." The Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam then gave it to the boy. Section 13. What about he who unjustly usurps the land of another? Hadith 2452. Sa'id ibn Zayd radhiyallahu anhu narrated, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever usurps the land of somebody unjustly, his neck will be encircled with it down to the 7 earths on the day of judgment." Hadith 2453. Abu Salama narrated that he had been in dispute with somebody over a portion of land. He mentioned this to Aisha radhiyallahu anha, who said, commenting, "O Abu Salama, avoid taking the land." For the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He who usurps even a span of land of somebody unjustly, then his neck would be encircled with it down the 7 earths on the day of judgment." Hadith 2454. Salim narrated from his father, Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Whoever takes a piece of the land of others unjustly, he will sink down to the 7 earths on the day of judgment." Section 14. If one is allowed to take something, it will be permissible. Hadith 2455. Jabala narrated, "We were in Medina with some of the Iraqi people, and we were struck with famine. Ibn az-Zubair used to give us dates Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu used to pass by us and say, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam forbade us to eat 2 dates at a time unless one takes permission of his companions. Hadith 2456. Abu Masud radhiyallahu anhu narrated, there was an Ansari man called Abu Shwaib who had a slave butcher to whom he said, prepare a meal sufficient for 5 persons so that I might invite the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam in addition to 4 other persons. Abu Shwaib had seen the signs of hunger on the face of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and so invited him. Another man who was not invited followed the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to Abu Shwaib, this man has followed us. Do you allow him to take part in the meal? Abu Shwaib said, yes. Section 15. Allah's saying, there is the type of man whose speech about this world's life may dazzle thee, and he calls Allah to witness about what is in his heart, yet is he the most contentious of enemies. Heifer, Surah 2, Ayat 204. Hadith 2457. Aisha radhiyallahu anhu narrated, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the most hated person in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most quarrelsome person. Section 16. The sin of he who unjustly quarreled with another over something false, though he knew it well. Hadith 2458. Urwa ibn Az-Zubair narrated that Zunaib bint Salama had told him, Salama radhiyallahu anha, the wife of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said, Allah's Apostle sallallahu alayhi wasallam heard some people quarreling at the door of his dwelling. He came out and said, I am only a human being, and opponents come to me to settle their disputes. Maybe someone amongst you can present his case more eloquently than the other, whereby I may consider him true and give a judgment in his favor. So if I give the right of a Muslim to another by mistake, then it would really be a portion of hellfire, which he has the option to take or give up before the day of judgment. Section 17. What about he who, when quarreling, behaves impudently? Abdullah ibn Amr radhiyallahu anhu narrated, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, whoever has the following 4 characteristics will be a hypocrite, and whoever has one of those 4 will have one characteristic of hypocrisy until he gives it up. These are, whenever he talks, he lies. Whenever he makes a promise, he breaks it. Whenever he makes a covenant, he proves treacherous. And whenever he quarrels, he behaves impudently in an evil, insulting manner. Section 18. The retaliation of the oppressed one when he finds his oppressor's money. Ibn Sirin said he could take an amount equal to his money he lent him. He took proof from Allah, saying, and if ye do catch them out no worse than they catch you out. But if ye show patience, that is indeed the best course for those who are patient. The Bees, Surah 16, Ayat 126. Hadith 2460. Aisha radhiyallahu anhu narrated, Hind bint Utbah, Abu Sufyan's wife, came and said, O Allah's Apostle, Abu Sufyan is a miser. Is there any harm if I spend something from his property for our children? He said, there is no harm for you if ye feed them from it justly and reasonably. Hadith 2461. Uqba ibn Amr radhiyallahu anhu reported, we said to the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, you send us out and it happens that we have to stay with people who do not entertain us. What do you think about it? He said to us, if you stay with some people and they entertain you as they should for a guest, accept their hospitality, but if they don't do, take the right of the guest from them. Section 19. What was mentioned regarding the sheds? Hadith 2